Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new show, the new Friday show. FTN Sports presents The Debate. Yes, it's a new show, and I am back from my travels abroad. Back doing some work, giving Bobby a little bit of rest. how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Looking forward to this one, actually. I'm prepared as well. I've got tabs open and all ready for your questions.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, obviously, things have happened whilst I've been away, and one of those things is GMS is our new sponsor. Bobby, if you'd like to tell the people a bit about GMS.
Oh, crikey, hang on. There's a thing in here that I read. So I'm going to put it at the bottom. There we go. We are proudly sponsored by Global Mapping Surveys. Global Mapping Surveys currently assist architects, property developers, and construction companies all over the country. I speak too fast, they offer a wide range of services such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning, and monitoring. The link is in the description for contact details. And yeah, brilliant. Big up to Adam as well for doing it.
Yep, massive big up to Adam for doing that for us. So, let's start off. So this is the new show. It is going to be a little bit different going forth once we've got a few more people, but I'll explain all that in a show where it's relevant. But we're going to start with the first discussion topic here, and that is about this guy right here, Mr. Erling Haaland. The goal scoring machine is on everybody's radar. Everybody knew he was going to be a good player. But the question I'm going to pose to you is Erling Haaland going to be the best striker to ever play in the Premier League?
My honest answer is no. Would he be the best goal scorer in the Premier League? Yes. Would he be the best striker? No.
Okay.
We've had 30 years of Premier League strikers, and there have been a lot of good ones. And yes, he's very good, and he's very good at goal scoring. But that is as far as I'll leave it, to be honest. Football's changed a lot over the 30 years, and I think we have to remember that we have to be fair to the ones that were before, like Alan Shearer, for example, Andy Cole, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry. You can't just say he's definitely going to be the best because, yes, he's great at goal scoring, but look at the type of team he's playing in. You're going to score no matter what.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Whilst I was away, obviously I watched the game, unfortunately for myself. And there were people talking about Haaland on the TV. I've heard things, I've seen things written, all across everywhere. And another topic of discussion I'm going to bring in, because it does involve Erling Haaland, is I can't remember who it was that said it, but they would rather have Harry Kane than Erling Haaland because Harry Kane's the better striker out of the two. I don't agree with that personally. I think Haaland's the better striker out of the two.
Okay, I've seen both live, and I'd rather have Haaland than Kane. But I've also seen Alan Shearer, and I'd rather have Alan Shearer than Haaland.
Okay.
You're probably just about old enough to remember Shearer in his heyday. It's his workload for me. He always puts himself. I don't want to say he's a goal poacher, but that's going to be a lot of his goals. He's just going to be there at the right time all the time. Does he score many from himself? I wouldn't say he scores many, just his own work. And that's where Alan Shearer differed. Yes, he's a goal poacher, Alan Shearer, but he actually worked for his goals as well, just as much as he was there at the right time, right place, and scored a lot of penalties, obviously, as well. But this is what I looked up actually. Do you know he's actually finding scoring in the Premier League easier than any other league he's ever been in?
Wow.
Which I find mental. That is mental. He's nearly scored as many goals as he did at Mulder.
Wow.
And he was there for 50 games. He's only played with Man City 12 games.
Yeah. Eight in Premier League.
Yeah. It's mental. And yes, like Dortmund, he scored 86 in 89. Mulder, he scored 20 in 50. Salzburg, 29 in 27. Didn't score once for Bryn FK. Don't know who they are, to be fair. Didn't score any goals in that team. But because I think if someone just quickly glanced at it and go, oh, the Premier League's easy to score in. It's not, is it? Let's be honest. It's one of the hardest, I'd say, with the way that our defences are.
Yeah.
But why is he finding it so? Is it because of just Man City? If you were to put Haaland, now, I don't want to tease you here, Cole, but if you were to put him to the United team, would he score as many goals?
You see, I don't know. I don't know whether he would. I want to say yes, he would, because he always seems to find his natural way, into the box on the end of chances and everything like that. I mean, he did it at Dortmund. I think they're probably on a very similar level to what United are, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think he probably would. He would, if he went to United, he would have added a lot of threat up top for them. But like you said, it's a lot different because he's in this Man City team where it's free flowing. He's gonna get chances every single game he plays. He's gonna get chances. But the thing for me is, like I said, the question was, is he going to be the best striker that's ever been in the Premier League? And you're saying no, but the best goal scorer. Well, he's already showing that. I mean, what is it? 8 games to get 3 hat tricks. That's how long it's took him.
It's bad, isn't it? And they're playing Southampton this weekend as well.
Yeah. So that'll probably be another hat trick.
It's going to be another one, isn't it?
But I can't remember. You might have to correct me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure he has scored more goals than what Ronaldo and Messi did at his age.
Yeah.
And they're two of the greatest players that have ever played football.
Yeah, it is. Okay, what would, because the one team he's failed to score against is Bournemouth, isn't it? This season, which is mental when you consider how many Liverpool scored against Bournemouth. But the thing is, let's think of a team who struggled to score, so we can either put West Ham or Wolves in there. I think he'd do it at Wolves because they play that type of football. But I think he would struggle at West Ham,
It's quite interesting to see that, because obviously, like we're saying, all teams play differently. Some, West Ham's, Southampton, teams like that don't really supply the strikers as much. He might struggle, but the thing that I've noticed from Haaland is, though, he's coming back as well. Yeah. He's not just staying up top. He drops back and gets the ball and then starts the moves himself.
Yeah, because I noticed that at the Molineux, a lot of people just watch him on TV now. You see him on the TV. Obviously, in F1, you can actually just watch the driver constantly. I wish you could do that in football. You just watch the player, because his workload is crazy. And I've got to see him a lot at Dortmund because I'm a Dortmund fan when it comes to Bundesliga. That's my German team. So I've had the privilege of watching him quite a lot. And his work rate is ridiculous. Now, one person I'd compare that to right now, who's a new signing as well, is Skamaka. Skamaka, people go, oh, he's going to be a flop. His work rate for Skamaka is ridiculous as well. And he's a tall guy as well. It's quite surprising how much these tall strikers now come back and work really hard. Because back in our day, I had Alan Smith. I can't think of anyone for you. Teddy Sheringham. Tall striker. I can't remember Teddy Sheringham actually coming back and helping defensively. Berbatov, yeah. But Alan Smith didn't do it. So they've developed, for the tall striker, because that's what they are. It's incredible how much they do actually come back and work really hard. But the only thing I question with Haaland, and it is true, unfortunately, with him, he does pick up injuries quite a lot. But luckily for him right now, he's not picked a single one up. But is that going to differ in the winter?
You see, I don't know because he's not playing World Cup football.
That's good rest, yeah.
So he's got a very long period of rest there.
Mm.
So there's that. I mean, the other thing we need to talk about really is the fact that he's got 14 goals in 8 appearances, and last year's Golden Boot winner was 23.
Yeah.
He's 9 goals away in 8 games. How many goals is he going to get this season?
40 plus.
40
Easy.
plus goals this season.
Yeah. It's not even a differ that's going to happen, isn't it? He's going to break the 40 barrier, easy. But the one person that I noticed, someone talking earlier, that Gakpo is just behind him, and he's not being talked about.
Well, Gakpo is talked about quite a lot with Manchester United.
Oh, is it?
There's a lot of things going around that United are planning on making a January move because a certain Cristiano will be leaving in January, according to reports.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that.
I'm pretty sure of that as well, but we'll see. Princess of Maine doesn't like him. And
big up to Ali.
Yeah, Jesus is better. I hope he's doing well. I mean, you're an Arsenal fan. You'll give me an honest view. Is Jesus better?
No. I don't know why anyone even compares him to Haaland. I'm like, Jesus, I love him. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love him. He's perfect for the Arsenal setup. But I think Haaland in our setup wouldn't work. Just wouldn't.
No.
It's crazy for me to say I wouldn't want Haaland, but we'd have to change the way that we set up for him. And yeah, that just won't work. Jesus did it last night coming on. So I'm glad we've got Jesus, but there's no comparison, let's be honest.
No. There isn't a comparison. But before we move on as well, I'm just going to add one more thing in. Do you agree now? Because I agree, and I got into a bit of a heated debate over Facebook about this. That it is the new Messi and Ronaldo is Mbappe and Haaland.
I don't even know if that's a comparison, I think Haaland's in his league of his own. I don't even. I've seen enough of Mbappe to go. Has a good game, maybe 2 games, and then falls off a bit. He doesn't always perform for me, Mbappe. It's not like he goes through on goal and you're guaranteed he's going to put that away.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced with that Mbappe. Haaland, it's a shock if he misses. Mbappe, it's like, oh, he's missed. All right, fair enough.
So who is Haaland's challenger, rival? Who are we looking at? People like Gakpo, somebody.
If we're talking about strikers, yeah, Gakpo. If we're talking about players, I'd say Bellingham.
Yeah, I do like Jude Bellingham, actually. He's a really good little player, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Really is. But now that'll bring that little bit of a discussion to the end. Erling Haaland is not going to be the best player that's ever played in the Premier League, but Bobby thinks he'll be the best goal scorer.
Yeah, definitely.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Erling Haaland will be breaking all the goal scoring records.
Well, that's if he stays here, because there was talk with Carlo Ancelotti today, wasn't there, or yesterday, in an interview. Obviously, he has got a release clause. I've actually checked, because I have the ability to check if they've got a release clauses, and he has gotten a release clause.
Yeah, I do know Man City are trying to negotiate a new deal with him, though, aren't they, to get rid of it?
Yeah, because if you carry on talking, I'll see how much it actually is. Yeah. Oh, it's 173 million. 173 million.
I mean, it's only a small release clause, that.
Well, Mbappe was, what, 200?
Yeah, 200 million for Mbappe. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody wants to give Manchester United 180 million, send it to me. I'll send it to them, and then we can get Haaland at United. Before we move on, just a reminder to anybody that is watching, please do like, share, and subscribe. It does help out the channel a lot. I believe we're on 152 subscribers now, so thank you all, and we'll just keep pushing on to the next milestone, which is 200. And I haven't forgot about my forfeit that I have to do either. I haven't forgot about it. I will be doing it. At some
I'm
point.
trying to forget that he has to do it, just so you know.
Yeah, I haven't forgot. So, an interesting one as well here. Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I'm sorry for any Liverpool fan that's currently watching, but I do have to use this picture. Trossard has decided to send Trent Alexander-Arnold to bed there. What's going on? Is he done? Is Trent done?
Honestly, yes. He's a very good player, but he's not a good defender. So you either find a new position for him, which suits him, or you just go, okay, he's just not good at defending, and we need to have someone. How I look at it is Saliba with Ben White. Ben White's not the greatest defense in all the time. Saliba clears up the mess.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to have someone that clears up Trent Alexander, his name. For some reason I'm coming into some weird name here. Then you're going to have to get on with it, because I hate this comparison between James and Arnold, because that is not a comparison. Reece James can defend. Now, I want my right back to defend. What about you? Do you want your right back to defend?
I would love a right back that can defend.
Well, no, we're not talking about United here. We're talking about just in general.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You want a right back that can defend.
I mean, I've played right back and left back.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a right back. So,
and as much as I like going forward, anytime I get near the halfway line, I'm getting shouted at because I'm there to defend. That's my job.
Yeah. I know it's changed over the years, like the actual position, like it's that they used as fullbacks, wing backs, whatever you want to call them nowadays. But if you're not good at defence, then you're not a defender, are you? Simple as that. No. And that's what they use him as. They use him as defender.
No, yeah, it's true. They are using him as defender. I saw a little joke about it saying, he's playing this badly, so he doesn't have to go to Qatar for the World Cup. Because it's going to be very, very hot over there, and you don't want to go. But I mean, I've seen quite a lot of discussion in regards to Trent. A lot of people are saying, like I said, is he done? A lot of people are agreeing, yes, he's done. He can't cope at Liverpool anymore. Maybe he needs to take a step back and go to a West Ham or somewhere like that. A little bit.
That's seriously what people are saying.
Yeah.
Going to West Ham.
Yeah.
He still needs to be able to defend.
Well, yeah, he does. But I think David Moyes, I think under a different manager, he wouldn't be played as a right back. I think they'd probably play him out on one of the wings or possibly through the centre, because he has played through the centre before.
Yeah.
So there is that option for him. But I'm just looking at some of his stats. I know they're going to be slightly different and everything's obviously last season. It comes up with 32 appearances this season. There's not quite that many. But he had 40 tackles and his tackle success rate was 57% compared to this year. So he's had 10 tackles this year in 7 games. And his tackle rate is 90%. His success rate is 90%. However, for some reason, let's have a look. Trossard absolutely rinsed him over the weekend.
Yeah.
He got bullied by Mitrovic.
Yeah.
He couldn't cope against a very, very down and poor Man United side.
Mm.
Who
was up against him? Sancho. Yeah.
And Sancho's not quick.
No, he's not. What would you do if you were Klopp?
If I was Klopp,
apart from go to United or something like that.
No, I'm happy with Eric Ten Hag. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. That's all right.
I don't know. I'd probably retrain him in a different position.
Yeah,
I probably would. He's quick. He's quite nimble. I just don't know. I couldn't play him as my right back. I couldn't play him in my defence. He's just been too frail for me this season.
Yeah, he has. Because you were like saying the stats from this season, but he's only done 10 tackles in how many games?
He's done 10 tackles in 7 games.
That's not a
And
lot for a right
conceded
back.
9 goals.
That's not a lot of tackles for a right back.
Oh,
I don't know how many tackles I would have done in a game, but I guarantee it's more than 5 a game.
it will be. I mean, give me another right back. Any old right back.
Do Ben White, because that would be a good one at the moment, actually.
Okay, Ben White. Let's have a look what he's done so far this season. When my thing wants to load. There we are. So Ben White this season, he's made 17 tackles in 8 appearances.
There you go.
So,
see what I'm saying? And he's not really a natural right back.
No,
so he's not going to be comfortable doing a tackle as a right, because it's very different from a centre back to a right back as a defensive player. It's very uncomfortable. I've done a centre back. I felt uncomfortable because you have 2 sides to worry about instead of just your own side.
Yeah.
So let's think of another right back.
So I've had a look. Diego Dallo.
Yeah, there you go.
14 tackles so far this season.
Okay. And he's not a very good right back either. So
no,
yeah,
he's not. So he's just above. It's a shame to say that he is done. Maybe he's not done in the Premier League. Maybe he's just done at the top level of the Premier League.
Yeah,
because I think he's still got quite a bit to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is he?
24.
I'm just trying to get back onto the thing.
See if I can find out. Yeah, he's 24.
24. So he's got a lot of room to grow. A lot of room.
Oh, it's his birthday today. Sorry, Trent. We're talking about you on your birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Trent. Happy birthday, mate. But no, maybe. I mean, he's 24 years old. Maybe it's just because, he's still a little bit immature. Because, defenders don't really come into the prime until they're in the late 20s.
Yeah.
So there is room for him. Maybe, I don't know. This is why we're having a discussion about it. This is what the show's here for, so we can try and get answers.
If he played in a 5, I think he'd be fine. If that does that make sense. No, but I think he'd be fine in a 5 because you've got someone to clear up your mess if you do make a bit of a boo-boo. Yeah. They're playing it before, aren't they, the Liverpool, with Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. So you're going to get caught out more. It happens at Arsenal. It probably happens at United.
But I'm going to counter that.
All right.
I'm going to counter that. So last season they played in a 4.
Yeah.
And they did reasonably well last season. The season before that, they played in a 4. The title-winning season, they played in a 4.
Okay. I'm going to counter that with, is it got anything to do with Salah is not playing very well this season?
I don't think it should have anything to do with Salah. I mean, Salah should be helping him.
Yeah.
Because he's on his side. But he's still got Virgil van Dijk next to him. He's still got Robertson on the other side. He's still got Gomez or Matip playing at the side of him as well.
Okay, this is my theory. This is my theory about Liverpool full stop. Is it because their midfield, you have to admit, this season is looking absolutely fragile? Is it because they're getting attacked more now that it's looking more obvious than it was last season?
I think it might be a case of that, yeah. But I'm going to stick by what I said. It's because Mane's gone.
Yeah.
Mane
it's amazing how much that's changed. It changed Liverpool, isn't it? I personally think it's mental that they sold him. Really do. I would have sold. If they were going to sell one of them, I would have sold Salah. Personally, that's just me. I would have preferred keep Mane because he's not a player that I like because he's an opposition, but I'd love him in my team. But I would never want to play against him because he finds those ways just to annoy you as an opposition fan.
Oh, I mean, it's obviously not to the same capability as like a Mane or anybody like that. But
Yeah.
there's been times where I've come against people and they've got in my head pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
And they can squeeze past you. You stick a foot in, and that's it.
Yeah.
The round you, and you're like, for God's sake, and you're chasing them back, and they're like, yeah, whatever, mate, not catching me and all that. It's like just so annoying. So I get that. Yeah, I do get it. But yeah, I mean, I've got to agree. You know, the whole of the Liverpool side seems very, very fragile. I mean, I'm not going to go into Darwin Núñez because that could be another half an hour talk. You know, it's Andy Carroll with a is it Uruguayan passport? That's what he is, but that's besides the point. I'm gonna get beat up by some Liverpool fans when they see me. So
these are Calm's words, not mine.
Yeah, they are my words. Darwin Núñez is Andy Carroll with a different passport. There you go. In fact, now that's an insult to Andy Carroll because Andy Carroll actually scored goals in Premier League. So it's worse than Andy Carroll. He's an Aldi version of Andy Carroll. There you go.
I'm guessing Calm doesn't like Núñez that much.
No, I don't. Honestly, I didn't like Núñez when he was linked with United.
Really, I just think they paid way over the price for someone that is not ready yet. He's definitely not ready. I said he could have done with another season in Portugal, and then we see if there's any development or any improvements in the things that is clearly a problem with him in the Premier League now. I wasn't that keen on it, especially was 63 million or some crazy money like that.
Yeah, 63 million, and they've got Roberto Firmino who's scoring goals for him.
Yeah,
Liverpool. Any Liverpool fans watching, please do comment either in the live or down below. I will try and read them and get back to you. What your opinions are on Liverpool so far this season? Your fantastic new signing, Darwin Núñez. I tried to say that without sarcasm. And your opinions on Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. What you would do with him if you was Jurgen Klopp. Right, Bobby.
I'm prepared for this one. I'm prepared for this one.
We've got two shiny trophies there. Two very shiny ones. Are you Champions League and the Premier League?
I'm Premier League.
You're Premier League.
Every day.
I'm Premier League. Premier League. But are clubs choosing the Champions League over the Premier League?
Okay. When you posed this question, because obviously I did the thumbnail for you, and when I was typing it, I was thinking, now, what teams is he on about here? Is he on about specific teams? Because I don't think every single team prioritises Champions League. I don't think there is. I think City are.
Not every team's in Champions League.
Ha 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 ha. Well, mind you, that goes back to you anyway because you're in Europa as well. So, but you know what I mean. It's like I don't think every team does. I think for City it's important. I don't know why. I think it may be sponsorship deals and whatever. But what other teams do you think prioritise their own league? So we're not going to talk about Premier League, but maybe like the Bundesliga or Serie A or La Liga and stuff like that.
You see, when I think about like teams that prioritise the league, nothing else, the league, I don't think of Bayern Munich. I don't think of Barcelona, Madrid, any of the Madrid sides. I think of the lower teams. Hertha Berlin, Leverkusen. Teams like Seville, Malaga. All these kind of teams that aren't. Yeah. That can get into the Champions League because they have been in the Champions League before. But to them, I think winning your domestic league is more important.
No, yeah. Right. So there's obviously Real Madrid had won it last season. I definitely don't think they prioritised it. I think they just went for it. And they've got the ability to do it. City, I think, they're going to try and wrap this title up as quick as they can. And then we'll see that they're going to prioritise the Champions League way over the Premier League. They'll put some Cole Palmer on, Alvarez will play, Haaland will rest quite a lot. But that's where it might get iffy about my 40, but I'm pretty sure he'll get over 40. But if they've won it by like February, may not be, but we'll see.
They're not going to win it.
You don't think they'll win the
I don't think
Premier
they'll win the
League?
league. I don't think they'll win the league this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win it?
They're scoring really good goals. They're scoring lots of goals, and they're beating teams. But
Defensively, yeah.
Defensively, they're very, very frail.
Yeah.
Again, like I know they've got Arsenal to play. You guys are very good attacking side. You can break teams apart in a couple of passes. It's going to be interesting to see what Graham Potter does with the Chelsea side when they play City. Obviously, they're tore United apart, but United are absolute garbage anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You won last night.
Yeah, we won last night against that really, really well-known team that everybody knows in the world.
Ammonia Nicosia. Yeah.
And they scored 2 past us. We can't even keep a clean sheet against a team of probably postmen. But now, I
apologise to Neil Lennon that he's the manager there. He's a decent coach.
He might come and headbutt me. A bit fiery in Neil Lennon. But no, I mean, I'm going to say it. You're not going to say it, but I'll say it. I think Arsenal have a very good chance of winning this season.
I'm glad you know me well enough. Not I won't say that.
No, I think I
do. No, I think our squad depth is our big Achilles. It's not the way that we play. I think it's our squad depth. It proved it last night for me that we struggle without the big boys on the pitch, and they're not going to be able to play every single game. It's just not going to happen. If Jesus does not get injured this season, I'll be shocked, absolutely shocked, and he is vital to us.
He will get injured.
Exactly, I know he will. And then we've got Eddie, and I have this argument with Arsenal fans all the time. Eddie is not good enough. Eddie's a good player, but would you want him to win you the title? Heck no. You just wouldn't.
I'd have anybody win me the title right now. Not going to lie.
No, but he's not good enough to win you the title,
No,
is he? And that's the thing. You want to. I hate the word backup, but you want a squad striker that can replace Jesus when he's injured. That's of the quality, and he's not. He struggled against Bodo last night. Yes, he scored a goal, but it was an open goal for him. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. But obviously, we'll get back on topic. So I kind of jumped off of it there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's I would call this show a different name, but a certain YouTuber in the name of Markiplier took the name that I was going to use, so I can't use it. But no, I mean, I do see a lot of teams prioritising the Champions League, though. I mean, like you said, City are going to do it this season. I think Liverpool do it quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
Spurs have started doing it.
Do you think it's just to get to a certain stage, though? Like, because obviously the more money, the further you go, the more money you get. Yeah. If you get through the group stage, you get a lot of money. If you fall into the Europa, you don't get so much money. So you want to get out that group stage, go into the knockouts, then do all the teams, do you think, still prioritise? Or do you think, oh, well, if we get knocked out, we're fine?
No, I still think they do. Because when you look at the teams that are in it, for instance, who's in it this year? It's City, Liverpool, Spurs, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So out of those 4 clubs, there's only really one of them that's going to be challenging for the title.
Yeah.
And that's City. That means the other 3, that's a trophy that they need to fight for.
Yeah.
So they're going to prioritise it. But however, I still think that they should be focusing more on the league games than the cup competition games. The cups are amazing things. We've had a discussion about all this before. The cups are amazing. I love watching cup football. It's knockout stages. You get one opportunity. All this kind of stuff. It's an amazing thing to watch, especially if your team's in it. It gets you on your edge of your seat. 0-0 at 90th minute, and somebody scores a 92nd minute winner. It's fantastic to see. But I mean, maybe this is the fan inside of me that's saying it, but your fans are there week in, week out to watch you play in the league. They travel week in, week out. Not a lot of them can travel to, I don't know, Russia or, Spain and all these kind of places.
The first country you said is the first country you could have possibly said.
I know. But it's because CSKA Moscow came into my head. when I was thinking of it, because they were a regular in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
they were. Yeah.
So the one of them came to me. But you know what I mean? But for instance, like Arsenal United,
Yeah.
they travelled to Cyprus. United travelled
Yeah.
to Cyprus. How many United fans went? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas they're there every single week at Old Trafford, and they'll travel up and down the UK to follow them. So surely
Yeah.
they should be putting more effort into the league games than what they should the European competitions.
Yeah. You're spot on. What the only reason that clubs prioritise Champions League, and we all know it, is for money, sponsorship deals,
Yeah,
and whatever other deals they can get out of that kind of stuff. And I don't like that. Moss, as you who you've met, the Canadian, he went all the way to Baku when Arsenal lost to Chelsea. He was famous actually for getting that tattoo. If Arsenal won it, and then obviously lost it, it was on the news and everything. It was hilarious. But I would always vote for the Premier League every single time, because that's what it means. I think if you're in the pub and you go, okay, this season we won the Champions League. Did you win the Premier League? No, you didn't. Who'd have the bragging rights over that one? For me, it'd be the Premier League.
yeah, it'd have to be your domestic league, because then you're the best in that country.
Yeah,
you're the best in. Because I mean, the English Premier League isn't a slouch league. I mean,
yeah,
if we took, I don't know, Man City or Arsenal or Liverpool, one of the big six out of the Premier League and stuck them in La Liga or Bundesliga, they'd be competing every single season. But in the Premier League, anybody can beat everybody.
Yeah. There's
and
a
I
song
think
now,
that's
I'm pretty sure there is. Anybody.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's in my head. There's a song now.
Yeah, it probably is. You're right.
Yeah.
But but it can happen. We've seen it happen plenty of times. I mean, one of the things that comes to my head is that Demba Ba volley that he scored.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd always take the Premier League. Okay, what would you take over the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup? What would you take over between those two?
See, I'd say the FA Cup, because I think it means more. But I've got a lot of good memories with the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
A lot of good memories from my local team that I've gone and watched. When we played Arsenal and Man City and Villa, and I've got some good memories. But the FA Cup means more. It really does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There is always going to be a winner and a loser, and there is between the Champions League and the Premier League. There is no competition for me. It's Premier League. If you're a fan in this country, you should be choosing Premier League for me. It's up to you if you want the Champions League. Fair enough if you want to win it once. But does it give you bragging rights? I don't think it does.
No, I don't think it does either. I really don't. But obviously this rumour of the Super League is slowly creeping back as well. I can see your face is very happy about that.
Oh yeah, delighted. Absolutely delighted. Can't wait. Because I can't wait for all the big fallout from it as well. Just going to... Oh, that's mental. I think that what the FIFA tried to do, or UEFA tried to do, was try and spice the Champions League up enough to calm them down, but I don't think it has, because I think the main teams that are trying to push for it is there's a financial reason behind it, and if they don't get this Super League, they could just fold.
Well, this is why Barcelona are pushing for it.
I wasn't trying to say the name, but you just said
the
name.
I'll say it. You know me. I'll say it.
There will be another. There is another team in the Premier League that will try and get into it, but I guarantee they won't, because they're not prestigious enough, because they are in severe financial problems.
Tottenham.
It's quite easy to find out who's nearly.
I'll find out. I'll find out off stream.
They're 900 million in debt.
I'll find out.
That's not talked about.
No,
I hate it's not talked about, but it's out there. The information's out there, so it's easy for it to be found.
Yeah,
so I'm not giving anything away that's top secret.
All cloak and dagger. But that's pretty much the show. I just want to say thank you, Bobby. The first
Thank
debate
you, Carl.
show is here and done. Like I said, it will be changing slightly, but I want the viewers, anybody that is watching, do go over to Twitter. My link, I keep doing that. It's because it's mirrored. My link is all there. Use that. Type in, obviously, get in touch with me on Twitter about stuff you would like people to debate about, and we're going to bring it over onto the show, or get in touch on the Full Time Sports Network page. Get on there, use hashtag FTSN Debate, and then whatever it is you want us to debate about, and we'll hopefully talk about it on the show. And we may even get you on the show to come and talk about it yourself, so you can give your own views and opinions. I just thought on now. I'm in a weird mood. You can tell I'm in a bit of a weird mood.
It's his first stream since he's got back from holiday, so
Yeah.
he's all giddy.
my body's still in holding mode, but my brain's like, do this. That's what it is. But now, again, thank you so much, Bobby, for joining me for this one.
No worries, mate.
We will be back again next Friday for this show. But what have we got coming on this weekend, Bobby?
Okay, crikey. You put me on the spot there. We've got a double watch along tomorrow. Brighton versus Tottenham, but also Dortmund versus Munich. Moss is joining me. We're going to be doing a double stream. He's watching the German game. I'm watching the Brighton game. And then we've got baseball for the first time. The playoffs start this Saturday night. If anyone likes baseball, good luck to you, because I can't stand it. I think it's the most boring sport ever. What's on Sunday? Arsenal, Liverpool, and Red Zone.
Arsenal, Liverpool, and Red Zone.
Yeah, on Sunday. And then obviously you've got your review on the Monday, haven't you?
Yes, I have my Premier League review on the Monday. Then it's the Lounge. It's not the Fantasy League anymore. It's the Lounge.
I've still been promoting the fantasy football, so it's now the Lounge, is it? I bet.
Yeah. I'm sure it's the Lounge now. Everything's changed in the background chat. But yeah, the Lounge on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it's the Comedy Football Show presented by Ollie.
Yeah, it should be back from Cavos by then, shouldn't it?
Yes, and I believe there's more European football next week as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I should be doing Arsenal Bodo at 5:45. Should be. Hopefully, will be. Try my best anyway. And then there'll be another weekend of football again. So
yes, it will. So we're busy. Even when the World Cup's on, we'll be busy. But the best way to keep in touch is to like and subscribe, hit your notification bell, go over to Full Time Sports Network on Twitter, follow them, and you'll be updated with everything. But from me, it's goodbye. From Bobby, it's goodbye.
Take care, everyone.
Have a good night.